So the first law is never outshine the master. In earlier days, in courtiers of in the king's court, there were courtiers, and they had to take care that they do not outshine the king. There are several stories shared in the description of this law where a courtier who is very close to the king, he throws a huge party, he builds a new home, and he throws a huge party. And the party is so magnificent, from the food and decoration to the house. Everything is so amazing that people start praising him a lot. The king was the chief guest of this party. But when the king started listening that people were praising this party more than the parties thrown in the palace, he started feeling a little bit jealous and threatened that his power was going down. Eventually, this person falls out of favor on that day. From that day, his downfall begins. Ultimately, he and his entire family were executed uh, by saying that they were doing something against the king, treason, and they were executed, and all his wealth was taken by the king. Okay. So when you outshine your master, that is a problem. Now let's make this relevant to today's situation. Today we don't have courts, but our families and workplaces are pretty much the places where, in terms of hierarchy, some or the other person holds the power. If you are teachers, then in your staff room, your HOD is your master. Then if it's college level, then principal could be the master. If you are working in corporate, your team leader, your manager, your senior manager, your director, your VP, and ultimately the owner or the board of shareholders, major shareholders, board of directors, they are the masters. So never outshine the master. Always make those above you feel comfortably superior applies here. Because people don't react to your competence. Do you think everyone is happy when you achieve things, you achieve greatness? They do not feel jealous about it. You become better than your team leader. He has been working since 5 years. You have come, joined in 6 months, and you are giving better output than him. Don't you think he is going to feel jealous or he is going to feel proud that this person, वाह 6 महीने में उसने वो कर लिया जो मैं 5 साल में नहीं कर पाया? No. They react to what your competence makes them feel about themselves. When you say that I am able to do this in 6 months because my team leader has trained me and brought me to this point, I give the credit to his training. That is what he reacts to. That is what makes him feel proud. Okay? So your team leader is proud of his own training skills, not your competence. So in the modern interpretation, the law 1 states that never outshine your master. The issue is rarely how talented you are, but rather the perceived threat. If you become too good and start shining, people may feel threatened that your competence, your expertise challenges their status, their authority, their expertise, or their identity. And when you challenge one of these four, you're going to lose favor. They are going to actively target you. And if you are actively targeted, you cannot build influence. Has that ever happened with you? Have you ever seen someone resist a talented person because they felt threatened? Or has it ever happened with you in your situation that because you were more talented, someone felt resistant? Would someone like to share? Restricted by colleagues, not from authority. Okay. So maybe your colleagues started feeling threatened that you were too good. Yes? Okay. Thank you for your answers. Now, see, if we are talking about workplace,
Remember, the goal is not to hide your talent, but to use it wisely. In part 3, we will explore why this law does not mean hiding your talent. If you are enjoying this Ethical Power series, subscribe and join me for next lesson. See you in part 3.